Hello everybody, this is HHC Mobile, and today we're going to take a look at two similar but very different devices from two very different times. On the left we have the Moto X, which just came out August 1st for AT&T, and I believe August 29th for Verizon. I had to look that up. I couldn't remember. I ordered it myself and I still couldn't remember. And then you have the Droid RAZR HD. I know they both look similar, but there's going to be some major differences. Alright, so let's get into that really quickly. First of all, carrier availability. Let me switch sides with these because the Moto X specs are on this side on my sheet. The Moto X is going to be available on all carriers eventually. Right now it's available on AT&T, and with Moto Maker you can make your own custom colors, like your custom backs, your custom accents, and your custom black and white front face cover, and colored keys. That's the accent that goes with the ring around the camera. So you can do that with Moto Maker now through AT&T if you buy a card, or you can pay for it online with an upgrade over that one. And of course the Droid RAZR HD, it came out in 2012. It was available since October 18th. So they're about a month and a half apart maybe as far as availability. So basically, we're going to compare a lot of stuff. It's going to be a pretty long video, so let's roll through it really quick. Sprint, it says it's available on Sprint since the 23rd. I don't really know. Actually it says Sprint upcoming, I'm sorry. And T-Mobile says summer 2013. Summer's almost over, so where are you, T-Mobile? Where are you, Sprint? You're behind Verizon. That's saying a lot. And I'm using Verizon. I'm a Verizon customer. But I still know the truth, sadly. Let's take a look. This one, the Droid RAZR HD, runs Android 4.1.2 on the latest update. It started out with 4.0.4 ice cream sandwich. This one came with 4.2.2. There was no upgrades. It comes in black and white. I chose the black version. This one came in black and white, but mostly black because the white one was like the the unicorn, I guess you could say, of colors on Verizon, because they never really put forth the color thing until it's a holiday. The Moto X is 10.4 millimeters thick, and the RAZR HD is 8.4 millimeters thick. And I blame it on this curve. Can you see that curve? I can't even put them together straight because the curve messes it up. So it measures from the curve. So that's why it's thicker, but it's lighter. So the weight of the Moto X is 4.59 ounces, and the RAZR HD is 5.15 ounces. So it is heavier because it's made of better materials, or in some people's minds, better materials. Metal, we got Kevlar on the back, which I know Kevlar is heavy. I've held it before without, this covering, but it's got all metal construction around, metal parts inside. There's even a metal SIM tray. So there's a lot of metal on this device to make it weigh. And this one is basically woven synthetic material. I'm not really sure what it is. Google, go away. I'll show you that later. That wasn't actually Google Now, or that wasn't touchless control, that was me hitting the button. But anyway, this is synthetic, and you got the little bump, which everybody loves. I think it's good to hold while you're on a call. I think that's why they left it. And all that junk at the bottom. But basically, as you saw there, you've got your Jelly Bean 4.2.2. So 4.1.2, 4.2.2, And they just announced today that KitKat was going to be 4.4. Can we have a round of applause for KitKat, right? Like this video if you think KitKat's going to be a good operating system. I think they're going to try to optimize it for everyone. But anyway, back to this video. Let's see, what did I miss? They're both 4.7 inches screen-wise, but there are differences. The Moto X, I'm going to try to line these up off camera so it's easier. As you can see, the Moto X is shorter. They made this, the RAZR HD, thinner and taller, and the Moto X shorter and wider because the bezel is almost non-existent. Literally, like that little bitty bezel right there. And then you have these bigger bezels on the side, so they had to make it taller. One thing about a bigger device though is battery, and we will get to that in a second. So, and they're both 720 by 1280, and they're both Super AMOLED displays. I personally think the colors are produced better on the Moto X. But that's not because I love the Moto X, it's because I've used this one as my daily driver before. Not for long, but I did use it. The colors are accurate on both. They're both vibrant. I don't have any pictures to show you, any cool pictures, but anyway, that's basically... Oops, not Gmail. Don't want to see that. Gallery. Yeah, there's nothing in there to show you. Okay, so, I don't know, I just like the color reproduction. It is a little pink. I don't know how to explain that. Pinkish. I notice it when I pull up the keyboard more than anything. So, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but, which right now it doesn't look like that because it depends on the brightness level. It has kind of a pink tone to it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just that keyboard's Swift keys theme. I don't know. So anyway, let's move on before we reach our maximum limit, which I think we're about at. They both feature all the same sensors. They have Corning Gorilla Glass. I don't know which one. I think this one, I know this one has the newest version, but I'm not sure what versions are which of the Gorilla Glass. It's either 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. I don't remember. Talk time and standby time, it varies with usage, as you know, but the battery capacity does not vary. So the good thing about this phone is it has a 2530 milliamp battery. The Moto X, however, has a 2200 milliamp battery. Now that doesn't mean this one's going to get better battery life, and I'll explain why in a minute, because this one has a bunch of cores dedicated to a bunch of different things. This one has 2 cores and a GPU. That's it. So, they're both dual core. The HD is 1500 megahertz crate. The Moto X is 1700. I'm sorry, 1.5 gigahertz crate would be easier to understand, and 1.7 gigahertz processor, which is also crate for the Moto X, and they're both dual core. So as far as the graphics processor, they both have the HD has an Adreno 225, the Moto X has an Adreno 320 with its own core, or own 2 cores. I'm not really sure how that works, but there's 8 cores pretty much out of all of these, I think, either at 4 or 8. I can't remember. The RAM, 1 gigabyte of RAM, 2 gigabytes of RAM. It says, I got some specs, and it says 1024 and 2048, but I've only ever seen 1 and 2 gigs show up. So, and they're both dual channel, and they run at 500 megahertz apiece. They both come in 16 gigabyte versions. I think this one came in you had to get the max for 32, and that's how it is with the Ultra now. This one comes in 16 and 32, but only 16 right now for Verizon. You can order 32 through Moto Maker if you're on AT&T. Let's see. Oh, also, after, you know, system-wise, I'm not sure how much you have left on the HD, but on the Motorola, you have about 12 gigabytes left. So use that cloud storage, people. You get 40 free gigabytes of cloud storage through Google Drive with a Moto X for 2 years. Refer a bunch of people through Dropbox. Use Dropbox and Google Drive. It will save you time. I sync my photos to Dropbox, and I do all my files to Google Drive. So, let's move on, shall we? They both have LED flash, of course. This one has, the HD has a 8 megapixel camera. The Moto X has a 10 megapixel clear pixel camera. And I hope I did that right. Yes, clear pixel camera. So it's supposed to let in more light. So you can expand the storage in this one up to 32 gigabytes. You cannot do so with this. This is a sealed package. This is a sealed package as well, but you can still sneak a SD card in the side there, where your SIM goes. Nano SIM, there isn't room to do that, sadly. The aperture on the lens are both 2.4, so you get a wider viewing angle on the lens, which is good. This one you have touch to focus and regular tapping to shoot. So you can touch to focus, and to get to the settings on the Moto X, you just swipe out from the side and it gives you this little wheel. And if you want to do, there's your location and all that stuff. Why do I have the shutter tone on? I'm going to show you this, all the gestures and all that stuff in a little bit, and all the tricks that come with the Moto X. There's no tricks with the HD, sadly, beside Moto Assist. And well, Moto Assist is on here. I'm sorry. This is, what is this called? Let's take a look. Smart Action. The meat of the system. The system chip for this one is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Plus MSM 8960. Clocked at, of course, 1.5 gigahertz. This one is this is called Motorola's X8 computing system. It's hard to explain all the cores, but it is basically a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro MSM 8960. So it's a step up above this one. It's the Plus and then the Pro. So, and there's a bunch of other cores dedicated to constant listening. There's a core dedicated to this, which is the active notifications. They both record in 1080p HD. They both have video calling. Front-facing camera on this is 1.3 megapixels. This one's 2 megapixels. This is not a dogfight. This is just a spec comparison because it's kind of like evolution, sort of. I mean, there's really nothing else to base it off of, so I would go with evolution. They support all the regular formats. They both have speakers. The speaker on this one, they keep them in the same spot. The speaker is up here and up here. These are drilled holes, or however they do it, and these are just cutouts. This one's very loud. This one's very loud as well. So Moto does a really good job of loud devices. As far as sound goes, call quality on this one has been amazing so far. Call quality on this one was really good. Not as good as this one though. They support multiple bands because they are multiple, but the Verizon version, of course, is 700 megahertz for LTE, and that's really all we care about because 3G is going to be obsolete next year because LTE Advanced is coming for some reason, I don't know. Like we don't have enough speed already. But who can deny more speed? So basically, it's class 13 LTE for both of these. They can also do HSPA+, HSDPA+, LTE. They can do 3G, of course, but that's with other carriers. They have, this one has a micro SIM, this has a nano SIM, just like an iPhone 5, and probably like in the next iPhone. The nano SIM is greatly smaller, and you can cut your SIM to fit, but it's really difficult, so I'll just go ahead and get a new one. I mean, corporate stores are supposed to give you new ones anyway. Let's see. Instant messaging, they both have Hangouts, of course. Bluetooth is 4.0 for both. And Wi-Fi on this one, the HD, it has 802.11 ABGN and N 5 gigahertz. This one has, the Moto X has 802.11 ABGN N 5 gigahertz and then AC. Whatever that means, I don't know. They both use micro USB ports for mass storage and charging. They have a 3.5mm headphone jack. This one's on the top right. This one's in the top middle. And there's kind of indentation, sort of, right here. I don't know how best, like, it's for the curved, or the L-shaped headphones they have out now. Let's see. Active notifications, Moto X has it, this one doesn't. Touchless control, this one has it. Like I said, you can get this at motomaker.com if you're on AT&T. Get it now, because they will sell out. Excuse me. This one is obsolete. It has been retired. So, unless you want to buy it on eBay or Swappa, or if you want to buy this one on Swappa, it's actually going to be for sale soon. It is brand new. So, that is about all. Basically, I'll show you the touchless control really quick. You train your voice to it. So if I say, "Okay Google now, what's the weather like?" And it goes through Google.
It's 68 degrees and partly cloudy in Athens.
And of course it shows you. And I can do it with the phone off as well. "Okay Google now, help me." And it's going to show you a list of commands that Google can do. It basically just pushes it to Google now, and it really does a good job of that. There's my cousin. Why is she in my picture? Oh, it's make a phone call. Anyway, if you need a date. No, I'm just kidding. So that's basically it. I'm going to edit this video down, but I'm going to make it as short as possible. That's active notifications, by the way. When you get a notification, if you have your phone down like this, which I don't recommend, and you flip it over, it automatically turns on, and as you can see, it's 8:55. If you get a notification, you press in the middle, it shows you all your notification information of the latest one up here at the top. At the bottom, it shows you all your other ones that are waiting. So you can either swipe up to go to it, or swipe down to unlock the phone, or swipe over to completely get rid of it. So it's a fast way to unlock the phone if it's just there. If it's not, you can turn it on and do that, or you can say, "Okay Google now, cancel," and your phone's unlocked. So anyway, and let me show you the shake to whatever feature. Okay, I'm going to try to do this with this setup here. Alright, so basically you just go, and it vibrates a little, and you're ready to shoot your next picture. And you can do it with the phone off. Actually, let me get out of here and do it with the phone off. So if I have my phone in my hand and I'm ready to take a picture, and of course it's not tap to focus unless you do it over here in this little wheel. And you can swipe the other way, of course, to go to your gallery, pinch to zoom, and get rid of pictures. So basically that's it, and that is the comparison between the two. Of course, you know which one's better because it's got newer software, and a way better chip. I mean, this thing sips battery unless you're doing some crazy hardcore stuff on it like I was today. This battery is not so great, but the camera software is a little more complicated. And it takes forever. But, you know, if you don't feel like paying for the Moto, go to swappa.com. They're a really great company. Pick up one of these or pick up whatever phone you like. Actually, they sell phones, tablets, and iPhones. They're not prejudiced. Give Ben Edwards a shout out from me. Tell him I sent you there. It's a very good site. That's where I've sold all of my phones for the past 3 years almost that it's been open. So there's that. My notes are sliding. I can't let you see that. So this is HHC Mobile, and if you like this video, thumbs up. I have a lot of work to do on my presentation, but I just threw this together. It is, you know, 9 o'clock at night, so I hope you really enjoyed it. This video is in 720p. If you don't like the resolution and you think it needs to be up, I can go to 1080. So let me know how the quality is. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good life. If you don't ever watch my videos again, and try out the Moto X. You won't be disappointed, trust me.